a lot of things for you. My guys are setting up. No, you got to bring it back up some.
I know.
Hopefully, can you hear?
They can't talk.
Okay, we're adjusting, Greg. I'm sorry. Can you move that over a little bit more? So in the last 2 weeks, I did it remotely. I made sure that I stayed with you and that I gave you. I see some of my folks coming on. Good. Give me the hearts and the thumbs up when you did it. Just up a little bit more, Greg. Yeah, right there. Great. So I got an opportunity. Hey, I love the hearts. I love the thumbs up. I had a chance to share with you some things. You got to see 2 cities, actually. Actually, we showed them Nashville and Charleston. So you had 2 places. I kind of showed you. You can go back and go on my Facebook page, Al Laws Jr., and you can see those past shows that I did. I actually talked about the surroundings, showed you the surroundings of Charleston. I showed you also surroundings of Nashville, and we talked about, different key things in relationship, some small things that we gave. And I apologize. We're just getting back, trying to get it right. That was my commitment, even on my vacation, to make sure that you knew that I was, committed to really touching base with you. And I keep seeing more people coming on. So yeah, the last time that we were together, and Greg, I am so sorry, but can you just straighten that a little bit? Thumbs are up. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to get this right. Yeah, turn it like the other way. Right. There you go. Now I don't look like I'm topsy-turvy. Good. There we go. Thumbs up. There we go. So what I did is I really was trying to relate. When we were in Charleston, I was relating about mirrors and taught you a little bit about reflecting people's thoughts and feelings. And it was beautiful because during that time in Charleston, I was actually with my family member, establishing relationship with one of my family members. She's my cousin, and I showed her on there as well. So that was just a beautiful connection, because there I was talking about relationship, but I was actually entertaining and making sure that relationship was happening and reinforcing relationship. And then when I went to Nashville, I gave you the 3 areas that I thought were important, the most important things. So I'm going to do a little bit of review of that. We're going to talk some more about some of those things in relationship that really help people. As I give you that short review, then I'm going to check in with you and just try to get your feedback as we go forward. Also, later on, you got to stay on, because we are bringing back Kevin, the young man who had a domestic dispute with his wife. And, as you know, all of us were, as I said before, we're a little surprised at the dynamic that was happening and how he was willing to own his process. And so now we're going to get to a place that we are going to really get a chance to talk some more and go a little deeper with Kevin in this. So you don't want to miss that. Stay tuned. That is going to be a blessing. That's going to give you insight, because when you watch other people go through their process, then that gives you an opportunity to examine your own. And so that's kind of the best opportunity for somebody to watch and hear someone go through their process so they can learn in that dynamic. So I just want to say that we started and talked about before about the 3 different areas that we thought that I was given about, or that I gave about what would make your relationship better. And what were the most important things that I would give, just right off of the top of my head, the 3 things that would improve a relationship. Remember, I talked about 1, that you had to be selfless. It really couldn't be about yourself.
Right.
You had to be in a place and be given to a place that you were willing to give of yourself and recognize that the relationship is really not about you. Now, it's not that it's not about you, meaning that it's not that it's not that nothing about the relationship is about you. It's just that your focus when you come into relationship cannot be about what you're getting for yourself. you're going to get something for yourself, and you should get something for yourself. But if your focus is getting something for yourself, you'll miss the opportunity to get what you need for yourself. And you'll miss the opportunity to have a sustainable, lasting relationship so God can bless you with what you need. And so since my wife didn't have a chance to say anything about that, I want to give her an opportunity to give her perspective on that item.
On selflessness in relationships?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, why are you in a relationship? Are you there for yourself, or are you there for the other? And if you are there for your partner in a relationship, if you're there for your spouse, then manifest that.
Right, right.
The minute that you start thinking about you know you're on the wrong track. It's always got to be first up, first thought is the other.
Right.
First thought. And when you begin to protect yourself, meaning that I'm supposed to get this, I'm supposed to get that, so then you get wounded, and then you start responding to protect yourself and make sure that you get what you want.
Right.
Then it's really a temper tantrum. It's really a temper tantrum.
It's a temper tantrum.
I mean, we could make it sound pretty and adult, but it really is a temper tantrum.
Right. We throw temper tantrums.
I'm supposed to get this.
That's right.
This is what I'm supposed to have.
Up there.
And it's really a temper tantrum. It's like second grade, and you're gonna go right back to the front row in second grade
because you haven't learned your lesson.
You haven't learned the lesson. Mm-hmm. That's really what the relationship is about. The relationship is placed in your life so that God can use someone that you identify as your love.
Right.
You told him you loved that person.
That's right.
So you told him that. So he said, well, she loves him.
Yeah.
He loves her. Yeah. So I could just use that person that they love, that they trust, to mold them into really manifesting what love looks like.
Right.
And when God does utilize that person, what is your response? How do you respond? We really need to look at that.
Right.
We really need to make sure that we're understanding what God is doing.
What he's doing.
What he's doing is honoring our requests.
Right.
Nobody wants a perfect stranger to come up to them and tell them what they're supposed to do. How they're supposed to, be. No one wants a perfect stranger to do that. Right. No, they want the person that's in relationship with them.
That's right.
To come and say what is in their heart. That's and when they do, they should want that.
They should want that.
That's important.
Rather than a stranger coming up, stranger saying, man, I want to tell you about your relationship.
Right.
You be saying like, man, what are you talking about? But then God blesses us, as you're saying, to allow someone that we have selected and chosen as a vessel to speak into our life. And a lot of times we really take that in a very antagonistic way. Like we respond in a way that is almost like we don't recognize what God has done, that he has sent someone to speak into our life, and he will give them the words for us.
Absolutely.
Because even if they're in their process, they are not focused on the principle of being selfless, even in that, because God can use a donkey if he needs to. And
sometimes he has to, because we won't listen to the one we love. Sometimes he has to raise up another so that we can hear.
Right.
But it's more abrasive.
Right. I mean, I think really the baseline of what you're saying and what's important is that you have to listen and hear from the one who's been sent to you.
Absolutely.
Right. So if you're in relationship, whatever your relationship is, whether if it's your child that's born into your home, if it's your sister that you grew up with, your brother, if it's your grandparents, it doesn't matter. Even if it's where you go to work at, God is using that atmosphere, that environment to mentor you, to teach you something deeper than you would be willing to go get for yourself. And what he will do is, a lot of times God will disarm you. He will use the closest things to you to disarm you, because he knows that you have your hair down. You're a little bit more relaxed when you're around what you're comfortable around. And so now you're at a place where your walls are down, and then it comes. And that's why you respond in the way that you do. That's why when you are at home or when you're connected with somebody very closely, that's why their words hurt you deeper and they hurt you more, or they affect you more, because sometimes it's not really hurt. You just took it and you allowed it to hurt you, but you just don't like it, or you are very sensitive about how they say it to you. And so we got to get past that sensitivity about how it's said, and we have to be, clear. Of course, I teach you how to say things so people can hear it. So I'm giving that balance, but the other side of it is that we're too sensitive. We got too thin of skin. Our skin is so thin, and instead of us really listening and really looking at the fact of what the person is trying to give us, get to the point, not spend an hour arguing about how they said it. Mm-hmm. Spend the time to listen to what they said and repeat back to them what you heard them say. Mm-hmm. You can plan to ignore how they said it at the very moment that it happened, and then you can come back later to deal with how they said it. So that's powerful, baby.
I think that it's even deeper, because the reason why people get so defensive and wounded is because we don't want to seem or be seen as needing to fix anything, especially by the person that we love. Because the person that we love, we want to make certain that they seeing our best foot forward. They're supposed to think we're magical.
Right.
Nothing can possibly be wrong with me in their eyes, because they love me and I love them.
Right.
So it's painful when that particular person sees you.
Right.
And sees you in your entire mess. They see the good, they see the bad, they see the ugly, and when they point out the bad or the ugly, that's when we feel like wounded.
Right.
Because now we've let them down.
Right.
We're not living up to what they believe we're supposed to, and that hurts us because we love that person.
Right. Yep. So I hear you, because I know, my wife, you lift me up. You encourage me, you speak well of me. You always talk about what I do that's good and right. But at the same time, you can jam me up. My wife, let me tell you, baby. My wife will jam me up. She will challenge me. She will speak what she sees. And I find myself a lot of times having to manage myself, because guess what? When she says the good things about me, I'm, oh yeah, that's great. I'm so happy. I feel so good and validated when she says the things that are good. But when she challenges me, when she says something that's true, I have to struggle within myself to make sure that I first of all think that she's not trying to harm me. Like, this is not about harming me. This is about helping me. Mm-hmm. And then I also have to struggle about just receiving it and taking out of my mind the justifications. Like, the first thing when somebody brings something to you, the first thing you're thinking about is justifying why you're doing what you're doing, or why they don't understand it exactly the way you did it, or they didn't really understand where I was coming from, or you got all these justifications in your mind and your heart, and you're wasting time because you're missing the message that God is sending you.
Instead of trying to dodge it, stand in front of the bullet.
Right.
Take the hit. Embrace it.
Right.
And heal around that seed.
Right. Because when you're dodging, you think that you perceive it as a bullet, but it's an instrument of surgery.
Right.
It's God bringing surgery into your life. And guess what? If you squirm around when you're on the surgeon's table, that's why they got to knock you out. That's why they got to knock you out. Right. They got to make sure that you don't move, because when you're squirming and moving, you're missing the accuracy of the surgery. And then you feel pain, and then you blame the pain on the instrument. Mm-hmm. So you have to learn to stop squirming, stop moving when things are coming at you, and don't respond right away as though its purpose is to harm. Because things can hurt, and just because something hurts does not mean that because you feel pain that it's wrong. Right. Surgery could hurt, but it's really there to bring about a healing for you. And sometimes we miss our healing because we're not willing to suffer a little pain. We're not willing to overlook a small transgression. We're not able to overlook when somebody has said something in a way that we don't appreciate. And so we're going to get on our high horse about how they don't know how to talk to people.
Right.
And you know, all inside as they're saying that, you know what they're saying is true. Because it hits you when they said it. It hits your heart. You know it's something that you need to look at, but you're going to take the time first to deal with how you didn't like that it came to you.
Right. I think it's in a family relationship, you're born into the family. You've always experienced and manifested love towards those in your family because you're born with that. Right. You're born into it. You've always known them.
Right.
They've always known you. And so it's easier to endure their corrections.
Right.
And you already know you're not going to separate yourself from your family no matter what happens.
Right.
So then when you get into a love relationship, now the family is like middle school.
Okay.
And when you get into a love relationship, now you're in love university.
Right.
So now if you understand where you are and you understand that you're there to learn, then you have a different affect.
Right.
You have a different approach.
Right.
What happens for most people is they don't know they're in school. They have no idea that they woke up at a university.
Right.
They got to get on their job.
Yeah.
They're here to learn how to love. They're here to manifest love. They believe that when you get there, when you get to a level, it's all about them. So they're believing that you're supposed to give me something instead of you getting there and learning. When you understand that you're there to learn, it changes things.
Right.
It's like your example of being in surgery.
Right.
It's fine. You understand if you planned your surgery, you made the date, you know you're going to surgery, you don't get to the surgeon's office and start fighting him. You don't, because you know that he's there to help. You know that this task is going to happen today.
Right.
So, but we go in unaware, and then someone put a mask over our face trying to knock us out. We're going to freak out.
I mean the mask we've been talking about.
Right. So we have to really understand where we are, what we're there to do, what we're there to learn, and then we will respond differently.
What we are there to learn. Yeah, we don't spend enough time to focus on what we're there to learn for. So we're going to talk some more about these aspects of what makes great relationships. And I started out with those three. I told you I was in Charleston, and a young man asked me, what were the three things that you thought were the most important in a relationship? We started with being selfless, and now I got my wife on the roll, so I'm gonna let her go after I acknowledge you guys here, because she's ready. She's ready. She got some more. So let Greg step in, help us know who's with us. Show your face, Greg, so people can see who you are. Oh, you can't? Okay, you got your headphones. Okay.
No, yeah, well, I got my headphones on over here. But hey, everyone, hope you're enjoying us this evening, and just recognizing our Facebook Live crew.
Yes.
So we got, we just got some of the usuals out. We got Laura up in the house. We got Kowena up in the house.
Yes,
we got Angela Boone up in the house.
That's my cheers crowd.
Mary Merle. We got Charity.
Charity. The thumbs up, y'all. Come on, give me the thumbs up and them hearts. Come on now.
Yes. We also have Dr. Warren Jackson with us.
Nice. He's back. Matter of fact, I got the books, so thank you. I bought several of his books for the staff, so love you, brother. He's in Florida.
Ina Pullum is watching.
Oh, Ina.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
From Florida as well.
Right.
Orlando.
Right. We have Quan.
Hey,
Quan. Kowena.
I see the hearts. I see the thumbs up.
One of my biker friends, Gina.
Okay,
she's up in the house.
Nice. Welcome, Gina.
Oh, yeah. Let me point this out. Gina's son made it to the state championships in golf.
Wow.
Golf.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Nice.
State championship in golf.
Congratulations.
Gina. That's enough. Okay. That's her biker name. So
that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Okay. Latoya is with us again.
Oh, nice. Hey, Latoya, Florida.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Yes. And
got any new folks?
I'm looking. We got Tracy. We got Ty. let's see, looking. So yeah, what we need, folks, is we need you to comment. So even if you're here and this is your first time, give a shout out, throw up a little emoji, something like that. Say that, this is your first time. We want to welcome you here on Advice for Life. We want to just, Andre Crawley.
Oh,
Okay.
Andrea.
Andrea. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Andrea.
Gina says thank you. Says thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, Gina. That's
Gina.
awesome. He was awesome in that tournament. But yeah, everybody. If this is your first time, just give a shout out. Say hello. We want to acknowledge you, acknowledge your presence, and so thankful for joining us this evening.
Right. So I just want to remind people that when you come on again, I want you to share. I need you to continue to share what we have if this is blessing you. You also can go to the bottom part of your screen on the bottom left hand side, and if you hit that little button down there, you can also share and let your friends know right now that you're on, and that will alert them. And look, I always remind you of these things, that you can come and you can go back to my website, and you want to join me, Al Laws Jr., and join me. So I told you I'm about to do a series that you're not going to want to miss. And I'm sending this to my Facebook. The people who are following me on Facebook, you are going to get this. I am not going to give it out. Part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something around advice for finances. And you are not going to want to miss this. So make sure you go on and share, follow me on Facebook. The other thing is that always I'm encouraging you to go to the website. That's advice, 4life.us. That's advice for life, 4, advice, 4life.us. And you can go back and listen to all of our programs. All of our programs are uploaded there. When you're working out, when you're taking your walk, when you're at your desk at work, and you just need something to listen to. If you want to get up in the morning, it's a good encouragement in the morning. I'm telling you, it will bless you. You will become skilled, and you will be surprised that as you allow these things to get into your heart and your spirit, how you will be able to communicate better in every area and every aspect of your life. Go ahead, Greg.
Okay, yeah. Well, since I said that, some people have spoken up.
Okay, good.
We have now. I just need to give a disclaimer. I am horrible with names. Okay, so we have Andrea Blamoville.
That's
my mom.
Okay, and Andre Crawley.
Yeah, nice, Andre.
I'm so sorry for tearing that name up, bro.
Okay.
Karen Good.
Nice, Karen.
And then Don Wayne Bass.
Yes, that's my cousin. Hey.
Yep. From the Bass family. Yep. Awesome. Yeah. So thank you all for giving a shout out, so we could acknowledge your presence here, and hope you enjoy and be blessed.
Yes, absolutely. So, so we've been talking about those things, those aspects in relationship that are going to improve it. Now look, it's very important as we're giving you these principles, and I'm going to kind of do this I'm going to let my wife kind of give that substance and meat, because she has a lot on this, and I'm going to try to connect it to skills for you as we go forward. So we were talking about the 3 things. One was to be selfless,
yes,
and to not make it about yourself. Now, remember, I always say the balance is relationship is mutual, but it's not 50-50. You hear people say, I want a relationship and it has to be 50-50. No, relationship is 150, and whatever they give on their other side, I'm going to compensate with my extra 50. So they gave 50, I'm giving 150. My extra 50 to them makes it 100. So when you have that attitude about relationship, then what happens is that you become a teacher. Your attitude, your behavior, how you respond becomes a teacher. And the person will begin to recognize that you're committed in their life to not being about you. Right. And it's a very interesting thing as you make it not about you, and you invoke and ask God to give you the wisdom, the insight as you go forward. He gives you the insight in your relationship to really look at what that person needs. Because remember, as I gave you in the last couple of weeks, he said that you do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Remember, it starts with you doing unto others, not as others do unto you, then you should do unto them. I mean, that's the natural thought. Most people, that's how they think. They think, you do for me and then I'm going to do for you. When are you going to respond this way? Well, when they do what they're supposed to do, that's what I'm going to do. No, when you're doing that, then you create a dynamic that really can't work and it can't sustain for a long time. Right. So what you have to be willing to do is do unto others. You make the action. And remember what I taught you in Family Strengthening. I taught you and talked to you about the 7 rules of family strengthening. Mm-hmm. And part of that as the beginning is to, find the good, meaning don't find fault with others. You're not focused on finding fault. But the other 3 at the bottom, because there's 7 rules, 3 of them say, think something good, say something good, and do something good. Mm-hmm. So the way you are able, when you're in your relationship, as you're trying to manage the fact that that person needs your 50% that you're trying to give them, mm-hmm. the way that you manage as you are able to gain the strength, the insight to give them that 50% that they need. Remember, because you got 150 and you're giving the 50. Now, ideally, both people are giving 150 and 150. So you got 100 to spare. So when you're in that place, if you think something good, if you think about what they're giving you, as my wife was trying to give, I love what you did with that, honey, where you were saying about the fact that when a person is there, that you are in an advanced class and then they're there and God has set them there to give you something. So you have to think about it in a good way. And then you have to say something good. Yeah. So if the first thing that comes out of your mouth is something negative, something you don't like, if you respond like that first, then you know that you need to go back to the beginning. In the beginning, the number 1 rule is to not find fault in others. Then you have to think something good and then say something good. Exactly.
Well, I mean, there's a manifestation of it. So you're in a university and the person that's there to teach you, your loved one,
right,
there to teach you, does something abruptly. And then you say, well, you don't have to treat me that way. You're easily offended. So the lesson here is God is showing you you're too easily offended.
Right. And love's not easily offended.
Why are you so offended so easily? So you're learning that about yourself, something you need to change.
Right.
So another lesson could be that the person's, when they say something abruptly, you're easily offended and that you don't know how to suffer wrong.
Ooh.
You don't know how to suffer wrong.
She taught me this. Go ahead, baby.
You think everything's supposed to be fair. Everything's supposed to be candy. Don't know how to suffer wrong. But in Christ,
right,
you have to learn.
Right.
That sometimes you reap things you did not sow.
Right.
And love still has to endure.
Right.
Love has to endure.
Even more. That's what love is created for.
That's right.
When Jesus talks about the fact that when somebody spitefully uses you or persecutes you, then you're supposed to pray for them. You're supposed to give more. He's asking you to give in the midst of someone depriving you of something.
Absolutely. But this is also supposed to be easier because even though that person has offended you,
right,
you are still their loved one. So it's supposed to be easy for you to not be easily offended. It's supposed to be easy for you to endure them because you know they love you.
It's supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
But that part that you just gave about suffering wrong is tough because I'm telling you, you taught me that.
I know.
Oh my God. She said, I know. I know. She did. She really did because, I had to learn. And part of it is because people have different styles. So my wife's style is very New York. I told you that. Like she gonna bring it to you straight.
I think I've gotten a lot nicer.
You got much better.
Thank
you got much better. But I needed that. See, God knew I needed that New York in the beginning of the relay. Look at all them hearts and laughs and that's on there. I needed that New York in the beginning because I was sensitive. Because I was really trying to be a good man. So especially when, man, I'm trying to be a good man and you don't see what I'm trying. Look, I mean, all these men out here that they doing all kind of stuff and you gonna come at me like that. So that's your excuse for not hearing and you're so easily offended and you're not willing to suffer wrong. So then you pout And I would go into these pouting things like, okay. Yeah, she don't know how to appreciate a good man. Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead. You'll see. Well, so I go through all this. I'm doing all these things, and I'm really judging the fact that of what came to me because I'm sensitive and I don't know how to suffer wrong, or something happens, instead of me recognizing, hey, yeah, it hurt. Remember I said earlier, surgery hurts. Mm-hmm. But just because it hurts does not make it wrong. And a lot of you will charge the person that's with you. You will charge your children. You'll charge your parents. You'll charge I'm talking about you adults, and you charging your parents. Now I'm going to give you that. Somebody need to hear that. You're an adult and you charge your parents who have suffered and given themselves for you in your life. And because they said something, and because it you didn't like it, or it cut you a certain way, right? Suffer wrong. Be willing to recognize, I gotta look past this little pain I got. And what is this person trying to give me? Either it's something from me or something that I need to give them. And in your life, you got two choices. You're either a student or a teacher. So if it comes to you, you have to recognize and see whether you need to learn a lesson, or whether you have to then humble yourself, suffer wrong, and give the lesson to somebody else.
Right. Well, what I'm really saying is that it's always a lesson for you to learn. Each person has a lesson in every experience to learn.
Right. Absolutely.
There's never a time where you're not supposed to be learning something.
Yeah,
it's a
true.
University.
You learn, yes, the university.
It's a university. You're supposed to be learning at all times.
Supposed to be learning. Listen, when I was in college, it was tough. I was studying all the time. I was trying to soak up. It was a concentration. It was a lot of information being given. Sometimes I felt on top of the world, like I was successful, and sometimes I felt like crap, like I wanted to drop out. Y'all don't look at me that way. You tried to drop those classes when or you tried to go for a certification, or you took one of them tests you needed to take and you didn't pass it, and you ain't want to go back. You were mad at it. You were like, I ain't doing this. And it takes encouragement. It takes an insight that this is part of your journey for you to continue on, and not be easily offended at the fact that it's difficult. The road sometimes is difficult, but you're big enough. You can do it. You can stand up to it. You can make it happen. So that was we went a long time on that one.
Did.
So I'm asking my technicians, we're supposed to be trying to get Kevin on. Greg, I need some insight to see whether are we queued up, or do we need to just continue? Okay, I'll continue. So I'll let you know whether we get them on. We're trying to make this connection happen. You got to understand the level of technology that's going into us piping somebody into right here into our home, so we can allow you to hear it clearly, and we can respond to him. So we'll get back to that. So that was. Did you have something else, babe, on that one? Please?
No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The next one was given to peace.
Peace, right. So the second one was given to peace. So we really, really have to recognize the value and the importance of being given to peace. I talked about that.
Yeah.
The scripture I wanted to give, but I forgot to give the last time, and I'm going to give it right now. The scriptures say, as much as it depends on you. Let me say that again. As much as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. So what does that mean? That means that it starts with you. He's saying that there's some dependence on you when it comes to this peace thing. A lot of people say, I just want peace. I just want to live in peace. Well, are you peaceable? If you're not given to peace, if you are not looking at the fact of what have I done to sabotage my own peace. And I love those hearts coming up, because we can sabotage our own peace. We can say we want peace, but we can act in an unpeaceful way. And so we have to learn to get past that. We have to, as much as it depends on us, that means that there's something you have to do. There's something that you have to think about. And the skills I just gave you about thinking something good and saying something good. And the third one was doing something good. If you remember that is so powerful. I know it sounds so simplistic, but I'm telling you, it will change your life when you learn how to think good, say good, and do good. So when I'm stuck, when I don't know what to do, when I'm in my place that I see peace not there, and right at that time, I can't really evaluate myself properly at that point, but I'm stuck. My go-to move is think something good, Outlaws.
Right.
Think something good. So when I think something good, it shakes me and takes me out of my all the thoughts I'm having and all the feelings that are welling up, because your feelings start welling up in you and they want to like take over. They're like the Incredible Hulk. Your feelings are, and you feel like your feelings are trying to bust out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, babe. Your feelings will bust out of you and you'll be trying to come out of your feelings that you're trying to bust out. And what I'm saying is that at that point, when I think something good, it settles me. It brings me to a place I'm thinking something good, and then I'm committed to saying something good, and then I'm going to do something good.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
In relationship,
Right.
when you're going to bust out like that,
Right.
you always have to think about the goal. Mm-hmm. The goal for that relationship, or the goal for the person that you're in relationship with. What is your goal in their life?
Right.
Why are you there? What is your goal for them? My goal is to do you good all the days of your life.
Thank you.
And so if that is my goal, then how do I approach that? And there's no way to accomplish that without peace.
Right. Right.
So it has to be peace.
Right. Peace is the paramount thing. And so the Bible also says, seek peace and pursue it.
Yes.
So that is very important, that you seek peace and that you pursue it, that you make it a pursuit in your life, what you are committed to having. And it's a really undervalued commodity. I'm going to tell you something. You can have, a nice house, a nice car, a nice job. You can have a business. You can have all these things that you think are material. And you can even have a person with you that, you kind of you really like.
Right.
But what happens if you don't have peace? You can't really maturate. You can't really grow properly. You can't nurture what's going on and what you have. And it causes you to not appreciate and enjoy all the other things that you have. So I think peace is a very underrated commodity, and we need to really pursue it. We need to seek peace and pursue it. I see the hearts and the hands. So I'm going to jump to some comments, Greg, as we get set up real quick. Some people had some comments in here, and then we're going to bring Kevin on. We got him queued up, and then we'll go from there. Just quickly, can you, Greg? Are you? Okay. So Greg's going to queue up. He's going to give us as we.
Hey, okay, here we go. Yeah, so Melisha Harris is with us, and she said, peace be still.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, give me that one. I'll just stick it here. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Greg.
And Christina says, when you look at something or someone and all you think about is what they're not doing for you in the relationship, it's such a destructive way of thinking.
Right.
And Angela Boone says, yes, I love that scripture. Yes, it starts with us.
Right.
You say you want it, but there are wars going on within you.
Right.
Yeah. And so and we are just so blessed with the amount of viewers that just are chiming in and are present. We are so thankful for that.
And there's a lot more out there. It's probably, we've had, over 400 people joining in. Not everybody makes comments. I just want to say a little bit about that, what Angela said about the war, that the scriptures specifically talk about what is the nature of conflict and debate in us. And it's really what he says is that, is it not the lust that war within us? Mm-hmm. And so we're going to talk about that some more at another show, but we're queuing up. We're bringing Kevin on because as you know, some of you who have not been here, is that Kevin and his wife, actually we had Kevin's wife on first.
Yes.
And his wife was giving us, and we had several sessions with his wife to talk to her about, okay, you trying to set, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know they had to, Greg's going to set us up here. Is that going to work there?
Done.
Okay. So we didn't, we had several sessions with her, and she went through her dynamic, and you guys were great because you were giving her feedback. You were giving her dynamic responses and immediate responses to support her and what she was given. And we really saw her heart, that her heart really was, she really wanted her marriage to work, and she really was grieving and looking at her own self and her own process. And we were all impressed with that. And we were showing a lot of understanding to her. And when we were in that dynamic, it was tough for us as we were listening to that, because we had compassion for what was going on. And I see all the hearts going up. You know, it was tough for us as we were going through that. And I told Kevin this, is that, you know, hey, I told everybody to be open and kind to him. I told him we would treat him with respect, but, you know, we were mad. I want Kevin to know we were mad as we were listening to her explain and talk about her situation. And then when I talked to Kevin last week, as you guys recognize that Kevin came and he showed up to do work. And one of the hardest things to get people to do is to show up to do the work. A lot of times you gotta go through a whole lot of other things. And that's not to mean when we get deeper into things that we have to still find our way and help people way through their path to healing. But Kevin showed up to do the work. And so Kevin's here. I want to make sure, Kevin, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good evening, everyone.
Yep, I can. I need you to turn them up for me, Greg, because I can't hear them. Kevin, can you say something?
Yeah.
Okay, they're trying to.
Good evening, everyone.
I think, you guys give me a heart. Can you hear Kevin well? Give me your thumbs up or hearts. If not, give me a frowny face. If you can't hear Kevin, can you say something again?
Hey, everyone. How's everything going this evening?
Can you guys hear him well? Okay.
Cannot.
Okay. No.
Nope, they can't hear
They-
him. I can't hear him.
Okay.
Oh,
Somebody gave a heart.
Someone gave a heart.
Huh. I need some more responses. If you can hear him, I don't want to keep going.
Kevin, continue to speak. Nope, we got frowns.
Oh, a lot of frowns. They're saying they can't really hear him.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin?
Testing.
Yeah, I hear him. It's just real low.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to do it if we can't hear him. Yeah, a lot of frown faces. People can't really hear him
Okay.
on there.
We'll make one adjustment when you make one adjustment. So
Okay. So let me just keep going on as we're trying to get that fixed. So, you know, peace is, as I said, an underrated commodity. You know, if I told you to pursue wealth, a lot of people say, "Yeah, I'm listening. Give me,
Don't touch it.
oh yeah, let me give me. I'll listen to you all day long if you're going to help me pursue wealth." But not everybody recognizes the value of pursuing peace, and peace is really about recognizing in life that there are some things that are way more important than other things. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes we make certain things important that really are not important. We make our opinion very important, or we make what we think about something very important, or we make very important, you know what you said, no, I didn't say that, oh no, you know, so we make what that person said and us correcting them very important. We make so many of these things important that are really not important. Are we good on all the other places? You guys can hear us? Give me thumbs up, hearts. So we have to be in a place where we're willing and ready to always focus on peace, because peace is more valuable than silver and gold.
Yes.
And so, honey, I know you had some more. I wanted you to say some more about what you had for peace.
For peace?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Sade said it really well.
Okay.
Love is stronger than pride. It's the only reason why peace is ever broken.
Right.
Is
Right.
because being right is more important than being at peace.
Right.
And it's pride. It's always pride. And then we compare ourselves. So there's a trick. It's the spirit of contentment. It's the secret of contentment.
Come on now.
When we are content in God, when we are content in our own selves, and what we're bringing to the table is a full, whole, content person. not seeking anything, but grateful for the person that is in our life that we can manifest the love of God toward.
Right.
Because there's so much love in us that has to get out
Right.
and be manifest. So be grateful that you have someone to aim that towards.
Right.
We should be grateful for that.
Should be grateful.
And being content allows us to do that freely. It allows us to do that freely.
Right.
And when we're content and we're not searching and seeking to be honored and, you know, we got a whole bunch of things that we want. We need more money. Money is one of the things that breaks up relationships. So you
I'm gonna
you
talk about
steal
that.
away your relationship
Right.
because you're pursuing mammon. I mean, that's a manifestation that's so intense.
Right.
That'll take a couple of years. That we be content, and we're never contentment is not found in the place of comparison.
Right.
And we always compare ourselves, then we're not content. They have that, I want that. You see something, you want that, you don't have it, now you're not content any longer.
Right.
And when
Hello,
you're not
hello, hello?
content, then you're contentious.
I love it. If you're when you're not content, you're contentious.
That's right.
So I want to say a little bit about what you said, the secret of contentment. Now, this is one of my favorite concepts, and I'm not going to get to all of it today. So you better come back next week. I have it in my heart because I'm going to give this to you because I believe it will change your life. But the scripture where it talks about where Paul was trying to give us some insight about contentment. And he says that I've learned in this life, I've learned how to be low or abased. I've learned how to suffer wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was talking about, how he had gone through all these shipwrecks and all these, gotten bitten by a snake. He had gotten attacked and bruised, and people betrayed him. People deserted him. And he said out of all of it, he said, I've been in that low place. And I love the thumbs up and the hearts. I've been in that low place, and I've learned something because there were lessons for me in that low place. I didn't know that I could learn lessons in there, and I didn't want those low places, but they were sent to me, and I learned something in that low place. And then he said, I've been in a place that I've been very high, meaning I've abound, I've prospered. And he said there were some lessons in there. You know, most people say, well, once I prosper, once I got everything I want, I'm good. Well, you're good, but you're good for more lessons.
Yeah.
That actually you learn more lessons as you go into those prosperity places because you think you're good. And so that false illusion of being complete and finished and I've arrived, God uses that to really teach you. And what it does is that it actually, he says, as you are in that place, you find that God teaches you how valuable and important it is for you to humble yourself. So he says he humbles so he can give you grace. And when you're in that low place, he lifts you up so he can humble you some more, so he can lift you up. So you're constantly being humbled and lifted up so you can learn the lessons on both sides. Paul said, I've learned the lesson of being in the low place. And I've also learned the lessons of being in the high place. And so next week, I'm going to talk some more. Did you have something about that, babe?
No.
Okay. Next week, I'm going to give you some more. I'm going to really help you, and I'm going to give you some skills connected to contentment, because my wife just gave a very powerful thing. When you don't have contentment, then you have contention. I'm taking that from her. I know he did. I know that was powerful. So I'm going to give you a lot about that. Remember, we come back every Tuesday at 8:30. What happened? We can't bring Kevin on now. We had technical difficulties, and I get tired of saying that, but you got to bear with us as we learn. We're using brand new technology, so it's a new thing. Yeah. But we are going to make sure we bring Kevin on next time. So next week we're going to have Kevin on, but I'm also going to talk about contentment and a couple other things. We're going to continue talking about the key ingredients in relationship, what helps you in all your relationships. And my wife and I will talk about that. We'll also add some skills so you can learn some skills. Remember the skills you learned this time. You learned about not finding fault in others and how to think something good, say something good, and do something good. And we gave you a couple other things. I hope you were blessed by it. I'm gonna let Greg at the end. I know people may have, and remember this, I forgot to tell you this. Share.
Yeah.
Make sure you share this broadcast when you get off. Because a lot of times we have like 400 people that have viewed the broadcast, and we get, I get like 40 shares. Like I should get from 400 people, I should get 100 shares. Did you have something?
Well, the scripture that you
You wanted to say it?
yes.
Oh no! I'm going to do that next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do that next week. Okay. So because we're at the end of our time. Remember my website, advice 4life.us. Go in there, be blessed. You also can make sure you follow me. I'm telling you, when I start doing these private sessions of training, you don't want to miss that. I'm telling you, it will change your life. I'm going to give you some things that are going to bless you. Those of you who know me know that I have looked in and studied and got insight. Those who don't know me, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you something worthwhile. I was really surprised because somebody showed me this lady that's on Facebook, and they told me she got like 1 million followers. And when I listened to her, I'm like saying, who in the world is following this lady? Because she's talking all crazy and saying stuff that got some little bit of truth in it. And I ain't gonna say her name. I'm just saying I'm saying, oh my God, is that what people
She's
want?
a comedian.
I know, but it wasn't funny to me. I'm just saying I'm not funny enough, but I know I'm not that funny. But I'm just saying I want to give you something that's authentic and true, something you can use, not something you can just have a little silly laugh. We have enough of that on Facebook. You need something that's going to change and transform your life, and you will get that every Tuesday at 8:30 with Advice for Life. So Greg, let's listen to some of the comments that people have. And remember, if you have questions, you can send those questions. You can inbox those questions. You can put it right on this program, because you can continue to comment. So if you have questions, you can put those questions on, and I will respond to those questions at another time. Greg, show me what we have with additional people on here.
Hey, yeah. So we have Dorothy says, "Stop stealing Aisha's stuff."
Stealing her stuff? What is he talking about?
Her comments.
See, that's called connection.
Right.
It's called connection.
Right.
She gives something, I get something.
Angela Boone, she said, "I heard a song on Friday that stated there is beauty in the fall."
Wow, beautiful, beauty in the fall.
And Ayana, she says, "Say it, Al. He's kept me in the high and low places."
Hey, Ayana, good to
Yes.
meet you.
Quan says, "Pride is dangerous."
Dangerous.
Yes.
Yes. Dante joined us during the evening.
Nice.
And
Hey, Dante.
yeah. So people were responding. Victoria Houston joined us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
how you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. And Andrea said, "Surgery hurts, but just because it hurts doesn't make it wrong."
Right.
Great word.
Right.
Right.
Anybody else? Any new people?
If anybody's new with us, we would just absolutely love for you to say hello as we come to the close of this session. If it's been a blessing to you, let us know.
Yeah.
We would love to acknowledge your presence here, especially if it is a first time, and welcome you to our Advice for Life Facebook Live family.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, look, every Tuesday at 8:30 Facebook Live, join us here. I love you. I love the folks, and those of you who support us every week. You can even more support. Let the people know that are around you. Post it on your Facebook. Repost when you see me putting things out there. Make sure you repost that's out there. You have somebody you want to acknowledge.
Yeah, April Johnson for the first time said,
Nice,
"Hello, I'm
nice.
new."
Hey, April.
So
Yeah,
April, thank you for
I know
joining us.
Sometimes you miss some of those people that are new.
Right.
I want to make sure new people know that we see them and we appreciate them being
Yes.
with us.
Dorothy
So-
said hello to April. Melisha said hello to April.
Okay.
Bernard Carter.
Okay,
He said
nice.
good evening.
Nice. Hey, Bernard.
Yes. So thank you all for
Yeah. So a
you
lot
know,
of people, a lot of people are coming in, and I love that. So look, we're gonna close out every Tuesday. Say it with me. 8:30.
8:30.
8:30 every Tuesday. I'm trying my best to be diligent with you. If you have some subject matters that you want us to consider talking about, you can send that to us and we'll consider that as part and put that on our agenda to go forward. And
And we'll do all this on the way to church.
okay, no, we'll do that afterwards.
Okay.
He does this to me every time. He's interrupting me with stuff that don't make sense. Like I'm like, no, Greg, it's Facebook Live. This is live. So anyway, I love this brother. He's very powerful. I love him. So we'll be back with you again. We love you. Thank you for your support. Hey, look, keep the dialogue going, and you guys can do this afterwards. You don't have to stop because we stopped. You can continue to dialogue and make comments, continue to share, and we look forward to hearing from you next week. Love you. God bless.
Bye.
Peace.